aws.amazon.com/free. Whenever you navigate to this aws.amazon.com/free, okay, it will offer you to create a free AWS account. You see this, create a free account. When you click on this create free account, then it will ask you to enter your email address. Okay, so there is an option enabled in my browser. Yeah, now click on new to AWS and sign up. Whenever you click this particular option, it will ask you, okay, what is your root user email address? So this root user is nothing but the email you are using to create this account. Whatever the regular Gmail you have to use the same regular Gmail or your college email or Yahoo or Reddit, whatever it is. Make sure you are using a valid email. Why? Because next step you have to verify that email address. You enter your email. So then you enter your account name, my personal account. So generally in organizations, right, we are going to have various environments. We don't do all the work in a single environment. Just like, however, these cricketers, right, how they cricketers, or they always play in the stadium itself? No, they have something like a nets. And if you want to become a cricket player, you have to come across a lot of stages, right? First you have to play gully cricket, then you have to play state, the district, then you have to play state, ranji, then India A, probables, the railways, the zones, then finally into India team. In similar manner, whatever the product or application we are going to build in organizations, that application or product we are going to deploy in various stages. Instead of directly making it open to the customers, first what we will do? First, we will do a POC, that means testing, whether we can do it or not. So once that proof of concept is finalized, then what we will do? We will do the initial development. Then now without testing an application, we cannot deliver it to end customers, right? So QA team will come. Software quality will test here. Then pre-prod. Then after we deploy it to production. And finally, this application will be available for everyone. This is the actual phases we follow. And I'm sure you guys are aware about waterfall model. So waterfall methodology, designing first, requirement gathering, planning, designing, development, testing, delivering, right? So this waterfall methodology in our computer networks. I'm also a computer guy only. So this waterfall methodology is one of the famous that we actually use in our real environments. Whenever we are studying, we really don't know the importance of it. But when we are actually working in IT industry, right, there we are able to relate, okay, initially planning, then designing, then testing. So for every phase, we are going to use one account, right? So here, in our case, we can give any simple account. But in organization, we are going to give something like, okay, this is production account. This is UAT, user acceptance test. This is testing account. This is initial development account. So we gave such type of meaningful names in our organizations, right? So you gave your email address and you gave an account, valid account name, and verify your email. The next is enter your contact information. So there are two options. One is personal, second one is business. stick to that free tier. Okay. So you just choose a credit card or debit card that, like, a valid method. So then there is no option to, like, create an account without payment information. So then you need to verify your phone number. You just enter the captcha, then you have to choose a support plan. So this support plan is actually useful for enterprises. So what actually the support plan means? For example, I'm working on a production workload. Let's assume I'm working on an issue. Suddenly, I tried to fix the issue. I tested all the ways, and finally, it's end of my thinking. I don't have any new ways to fix the issue. I'm expecting some kind of help from AWS. So, how I can contact AWS? That actually comes with this support plan. But of course, these support plans will cost us. So basically, you choose a support plan called Basic Support Plan. This is free. Okay, so you choose Basic Support Plan. There is a page where AWS publish, AWS repost. So if you're facing any issue, just like I hope you guys know what is Stack Overflow, right? So Stack Overflow is a place, like, if I'm facing an issue, I'm going to, like, post that question in Stack Overflow. If you know the answer, you can answer. If someone knows the answer, they can answer. So Stack Overflow is like a Bible or Bhagavad Gita to the developers, whoever actually working, right? So similar way, AWS has repost whatever issue you are facing, whether it is related to serverless or security, framework, containers. You go here, you can see the questions related to it. For example, someone posted, no one answered yet. So someone posted, no one answered yet. So you go here, if you know the answer, you do have an option to, like, answer this question. So similar way, like, we can get support from Basic Support Plan. So that's actually sufficient for us. Then once your account creation is completed, so most of the times it will be activated just in 5 to 10 minutes itself. But very, very rare cases, it is going to take 24 hours to activate that account. You just wait for 24 hours, then yeah, you can start working on your AWS account. Okay, this is actually account creation process, and that link is in our chat window. I have shared it here. So yeah, as I told you, I love to make it an interactive session, right? So far good. Or if you have any questions, you can unmute and you can discuss. You can ask, or you can put your in our chat window. I'll happy to answer. Are we good so far, guys? Give a thumbs up if it is yes. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Now,
यार मेरा नेट क्यों जा रहा है सखी?
तेरा नेट जा रहा तो आ जाएगा.
नहीं देख कैसे हो रहा है.
तो अगर आप थोड़ा भी हट जाओगे तो उससे प्रॉब्लम होगी क्या?
रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ ना मैं बच्चों को देने के लिए.
तो डायरेक्ट तो सर को नहीं बोल सकते रिकॉर्ड करने.
this question, what is cloud? You might hear this n number of the times, right? Cloud computing. My data is in cloud, right? My server is running in cloud. So you are using, like, Gmail. You are using, like, iCloud. If you are using, like, Android, you don't have any option to skip this Google Drive. Do you have any option? No. If you are using iPhone, you have any option to skip this iCloud? Do you have? Without these tools, can you utilize? Obviously no, right? So, see, whatever data I have here, for example, this is my laptop. So all the data is here in my desktop. And sometimes what happened, our laptop may crash. let's assume this laptop OS also somehow behaving some weird, and my data is going to, like, the data is very, very important. It's very sensitive data. And if I'm storing in my laptop, my hard disk may crash. So what I can do? Do you have any plan to secure my data even if this laptop crashes? Guys, can you answer this question? Is all your data in your local laptop? You guys can unmute, right? So there is no restrictions. Is there any?
No, they can unmute.
See, I told you this thing. I'm not your teacher. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to give you any marks. If you answer, if you're not answering, I'm not going to give you any marks, right? Okay. So you can treat me as your elder brother. You can discuss with me. Okay. Srinivas mentioned upload to cloud. Okay. Cloud means, yeah. So I'm trying to make you familiar with that cloud thing actually. So upload to cloud. Where I need to upload? Do I need to do I need to go to my fifth floor and can I throw my files to cloud? No, right? So you can see a lot of cloud memes. See, current generation, you guys follow a lot of memes, right? You see, do I need to do this? Do I need to do this? Or do I need to do this? The last system administrator is leaving the cloud. No, right? So there is one more, okay? I thought to show you that. So what actually cloud is used to store and access the data, right? So, Ravi Teja, no sir. So you don't need to call me sir. You can call me Avinash. Okay. So in IT, you don't call anyone sir, even if he's a senior manager. I don't have an option to mute someone. Okay, someone is, I'm getting some background noise from someone. So please go on mute if you don't have any questions. Okay, so yeah, you can call me Avinash. Okay, that's another thing. Right. So sending files, right? Sending files to cloud. No, right. So cloud means whatever Google Drive, you all use this Google Drive, right? Drive.google.com. You place all your files here, right? So what is the advantage if I'm storing something in the cloud? So if I'm having all these files in my laptop, this file I may delete accidentally, or my laptop may crash, my OS may crash. Okay, so to secure these files, I need to use this cloud. So cloud means whatever files I have stored in my laptop,
मम्मी फोन कर रही है उठाओगे ना उठाओ
we can upload any data, whatever format it is, whether it is image, whether it is PDF file, audio file, video file. You know what? Netflix. Netflix is one of the biggest customer to AWS.
हाँ पापा
Whatever the movie you are going to watch, that video file actually load from S3 only. The video files that actually stores in S3 And in front of S3 we are going to have some web servers, containers, right? Then some load balancers. Whenever you give a click, whenever you click on a movie to play, that request will go to the load balancer, that goes to backend storage, it will fetch the data, and it is going to stream. So there is a service called S3 running behind, and all the videos, audios, and everything actually stores here in this S3 platform. If you're taking this Netflix as an example, Airbnb. Airbnb is just like, how exactly we have these hotels, Fab, right? Or these Oyo kind of hotels, right? So Airbnb, we can rent our homes. You might aware about this, but whoever don't know, it's just like, we can rent our home. So Airbnb is, they have footprints across the globe. So Airbnb also actually running on Netflix, Amazon Prime Videos actually runs on AWS. So all the backend static data, the images, audios, videos, PDFs, everything actually storing under S3 only. So not only the storage we are going to get from cloud. So Google Drive is best example for cloud, but that's not end of the cloud. That is just only one option. Google Drive or S3
लैपटॉप काम नहीं
gives
दे रहा है, ये
storage.
काम नहीं दे रहा है।
These give storage. What about other, see, mainly startups, they're using cloud. Enterprises, they're using cloud. Whoever already have some kind of data centers and all, they're not expanding the data centers. Instead expanding their data centers, okay, they are running their workload, they're running their servers, they're uploading their data, everything they are uploading to this cloud itself. So why? Say, how many of you are staying in rented houses? Are you staying in your own house or rented house? If you are in a rented house, add a +1 in our chart window. So why you guys are staying in rented house? Or some of you may for some of you Trichy may not be the hometown, so you are staying in a rented house only, right? If you're not staying in college hostel, that's something different. But why you have not built a house in Trichy? Why you are not staying there? Then what you actually are doing? You are living in a rented house. What is the advantage with this rented house? There is one advantage, that is pay as you go. You want to stay 6 months, you pay for only 6 months. It doesn't matter how much money that the house owner spent to build that property. Whether he spent 2 crores, 1 crore, 50 lakhs, doesn't matter to you. You are staying for 1 month. You are staying for 1 month, you pay for 1 month only. You pay for 1 month only. That is the advantage of this cloud computing. I need a very high configuration server. I want to run it for just 1 hour. Then I want to decommission it. I want to delete it. Is it possible? If it is outside, forget about cloud. So can I get a server just for 1 hour in outside world? Absolutely no. Along with server, I need to have power connectivity, network connectivity, cooling systems, right? A place where I can run the server, I need to install operating system on that hardware. Then I can install my application and everything. Then only I can deliver. To perform all these things, it will take at least 1 week. So, but whenever you're using this cloud, right, I can launch a instance. Instance is nothing but server. I can launch a server just in 2 minutes. And I can connect to it. I can make it as web server. And this website, right, anyone can access across the globe. This website can be accessible wherever you are, doesn't matter whether you are using mobile phone, desktop, right? Doesn't matter at all. The website can be accessible across the globe. And the storage, whatever the S3 I mentioned, right? I can create a bucket in 2 minutes. I can adjust the settings. Then anyone can access the data over the internet. So what is the important thing? Can't we achieve same thing? Can't we achieve same thing with traditional method? Of course we can do that. But how much time it is taking is matter. If we are going with the traditional, if you are going with traditional method to build a house, you have enough money to build a house, how many days it is going to take? At least 3 months? Okay, at least it is going to take 3 months. You need to get the labor, you need to get the blueprint, the digging, the work has to start, everything, electrician, everything. That too within 3 months. If I have enough money, if I have enough manpower, enough resources, I can complete it within 3 months. That's a traditional method. But for staying in rented, to stay in a rented house, do I really need to wait for 3 months? If the house is empty, you can check in by today evening itself. Okay, the rent calculation starts from today evening onwards. So if I want to stay in a rent, I no need to put efforts. I no need to spend much time. I no need to spend some money. Technically, you know what we call it as a upfront. So upfront means pay 100% before you getting it. So, but here you are paying for 1 month, you are staying. So then after you are paying for 1 month, then you are staying, right? So that's the actual difference. So organizations are not ready to invest much. Why? Because in current digital world, we really don't know how many days that application is going to be huge hit. So competitor will get a new application, they will make your application down so that no one will use it. And also one more problem is there. Fine, even I spend lot of money, I build my own house. Now I'm doing a function. For example, there is like, for example, let's assume it's my kid's birthday. Can I accommodate all the members in the house I have built here? Not at all sufficient. We are in India, and in India, like, relations, the count is going to be very, very huge. Okay, I cannot accommodate. The birthday will happen. Let's assume I'm planning like, at least 3 days birthday. Okay, or 7 days wedding kind of thing. So for these 3 days, I cannot accommodate all my guests here. I need additional rooms only for 3 days. By keeping this kid's birthday, instead of building a small house, do I really need to build an apartment? Do I really need to?
क्यों काम नहीं दे रहे रे? कहीं करे तो क्या?
Okay. So terminology like in regular terminology we call it as a server.
ये रिकॉर्ड करना है
Okay. In AWS we call it as an instance. In Azure we call it as a Azure VM. In GCP we call it as a GCP engine. Right?
ब्राउजर का प्रॉब्लम
So
है
end of the day all are same. How exactly? If you are a Windows user, you call it as a folder. If you are a Linux user, you call it as a directory. Technically, both are same or not? Yes. In similar way, we have something called bucket.
नहीं है उनके पास
Okay.
नहीं है
So
सिस्टम दिए ना ये
in that
ले लेंगे
bucket,
वापस
we
ये भी दे
can
देंगे
upload our data.
वो सिस्टम ही दे
Okay. We can upload our data. So let me
रखा है ना पुराना वाला
log into my AWS account.
फिर मेरा
Here,
वो
I'm
यूज
in my
करूंगा
AWS account. I'm searching for S3. Navigate to S3. Okay. So here I have some buckets. Let me create a bucket. So we have an option to create a bucket. Click on create bucket. Okay. So, okay, this window, not sure. I'm not a big Google Meet fan. Okay. So yeah, click on create
maybe you
bucket.
can close that
Ah, I
into
can
mark
close.
into mark you can do yeah
Ah, right. I'm thanks, thanks, Vinay, for that. So yeah, I'm struggling with that window actually. So yeah, so we have bucket, right? So I went into S3 platform. Here we have an option called create bucket. So then what we can do here, we can give a bucket name. Whatever the bucket name I'm entering here, that bucket name has some limitations. Why? Because I told you here, right? So whatever the bucket we are creating, so that entire data, we can upload our data, we can make this data accessible across the globe. Whoever is in internet, they should able to access my file, whatever actually I'm sharing, right? So for that, the bucket name should be unique and it should follow some DNS standards. So DNS means DNS stands for domain naming system or service. Okay. So just like your phone book. So in your phone book, you will have a phone number, a unique phone number, and it mapped to a contact name, right? Similar way, like backend, we will have some IP addresses. That IP address will map with our bucket names. So here under bucket name, I'm going to give some bucket name Avinash dot explore dot cloud. Okay. So if anyone taken this bucket name, it won't allow me to create. Hope nobody taken this bucket name. Otherwise, we'll add some random numbers. Now, scroll down. See, by defaultly, if this bucket is hosting any sensitive information, if this bucket is hosting any sensitive information, it's recommended to enable public access. It's recommended to enable block public access. Why? Because, always for organizations, data is very, very important. We may have a lot of sensitive information, right? So if we are storing such type of sensitive information, it's okay. We can block this. But websites like, Netflix and all, if you're authenticated, you can access it. So you can just uncheck this tick box. I acknowledge that. And encryption is always important. Then scroll down, then create bucket. Now, this bucket name, no one taken. So avinash.explorer.cloud, this bucket is now created. Fine. What I can do, I can upload any kind of object, any kind of file here. It may be a image, it may be a video file, it may be an audio file, whatever file it is. So it actually S3 considered as a object based storage, right? So that means you can store any flat files, anything you store here. For example, you can even upload a .exe file, executable, or .msi file, but you cannot install anything. It treated as a flat file. So we do have an option to perform drag and drop, or you have an option here, click on upload. You click on upload. So then you can perform drag and drop. You can add files or folders. Click on add files. So for example, I want to add one file. Um, my desktops. Okay, this is one file I want to upload. Then click on open. Okay, this is an image. So what I can do, I can go here, I can click on upload. So this image is now uploaded. As a owner, if I want to open this and if I want to view, I can click here, I can open this. You see here, this image opened in your browser, in my browser, and I'm able to view the image. Right. So I want to make it open for everyone. I want to make it public. So to make this object public, if you go inside this file, you see this? This is a uniquely accessible, across the globe accessible URL. All you need to do is you take this file, you take a browser, you take a incognito window, you paste it here, and it is saying access denied. This is unexpected behavior only. Say, by defaultly, whatever data you are storing in your Google Drive, will it accessible for everyone? Of course, no, right? It's not accessible for everyone. Okay, so what actually we have to do, whatever the file we want to make it public. So we have multiple ways. We have here permissions option. So currently everyone public access is not enabled and it is not allowing us to edit also. It is saying something like, ACL's not enabled. So what you need to do, click on bucket owner enforced, ACL disabled, right? ACL stands for access control list. ACL stands for access control list. Whatever the file you have, who can access this, who can modify this, that we can control by using ACL. The entire ACL itself is disabled. That's the reason not allowing us. Enable this. I acknowledge. Then save changes. Now, this is an object. Now what I can do, I can take this file, I can go to actions. Last option is make public using ACL. You can observe at my cursor, make public using ACL. Click on make public using ACL, click on make public. That's it. This object is now made as a public and whoever have this URL, they can access this file. I'm sharing this URL in our chat window. I want you guys to access it. Test it. Okay. So I have shared that in our chat window. Can you try to access that and confirm whether you are able to access it or not? Anusha confirmed yes. Niti confirmed. Sanjeev confirmed. Srujana confirmed. Prabhas confirmed. Right. So you see, so whatever the file I want to deliver or share, I can share it. Just how much time it took? As I'm explaining these things step by step to you guys, I took almost 5 minutes to make it public. But in general, if I want to make anything public, I can do it just in a 5 minutes. Not only this, not only this, say one personal suggestion. You guys do like, by the time like, you are going to complete your graduation, right? I want you to prepare your portfolios. You know what is portfolio? Your skills, your expertise, your educational background, instead of sharing traditional resumes. Instead of preparing a traditional resume, okay, personal portfolio website templates. You can see lot of templates here. Okay, so you pick any of the template. Okay, templates in HTML, CSS. Okay, there is a website free HTML and CSS templates. Yeah, this is a template. This is a website, free-css.com. Okay, so you go to this. I'll show you how you can host your website now and how you can share this to everyone. Site under maintenance.
फोन क्यों नहीं उठा रही?
Okay, I personally download templates from that website. It's okay. Let's go to this
कहाँ से?
template more, free templates, and you pick any template. Okay, any free
आम में नहीं लगी हुई वाले आम कटेंगे।
portfolio website
यहाँ
templates.
में मैंने जाके देख दिया।
Yeah, let me pick this.
कैसे दोगे?
I'm using this website for the first time. There should be download. Yeah. So here is the HTML template. Right. So this is the zip file I downloaded. Now let me go inside this, and this index.html is a base file. Right. So let me open this. You use any of the text editor. If you have something like IDE, any of the visual editor kind of Visual Studio Code kind of editor, so you open that,
नहीं नहीं रे
and
नहीं
now
नहीं नहीं सॉरी
here,
सॉरी
like
काम कर रही दिन भर काम कर रही खाना
what
बना रही
is this
ऊपर झाड़ू लगा
website?
रही
Whatever
ए
you search for this text, okay, you change.
नहीं सच्ची
For
सच्ची
example,
बोल
discover,
ए
learn, enjoy, where
हाँ ऊपर
actually
गया
it is
पोहा
here.
दाल फ्राई उपमा
आज
खा रहे
पोहा
हो?
बनाया
Searching
पोहा बनाया
in
था
place
बस
of these
बस
lines.
अभी भिंडी की
I'm going
सब्जी
to
चावल
give,
बना के आई है अभी
like,
खाना
something
खाएंगे
like,
पूरा सखी बना रही है बर्तन मार
hello, my fellow learners, thanks for your time. This is what I want to share. So I'm saving it now. I can even test it when I give a double click, right? So this got changed.
इसमें फोटो
So
क्या
in
है?
similar way, you change the things. You look for basically the free iPhone CSS. That's actually they give lot of beautiful templates for free, no additional cost, nothing.
मैं बोली थी
So you
फर्स्ट
depend on that website, download one,
जिसमें
and
स्टाइल
once that is completed, right?
खत्म हो गया
So you just whatever the changes you perform to this. See, HTML is very easy. It's not that much difficult.
उसको
All you
देखना
need to do
उसको
is
ऐसा लग रहा है
just
मेरा
search for the
टीचर मुझे
text,
छुट्टी
you
मिले।
change the text. Okay? Platform for creative around the world. You are here to experience the cloud and its
क्या बोली
agile. Right.
क्या बोली
So now we did the changes. Now what we can do? These all things we can create a bucket and we can store it in the bucket. Okay. So let me create a bucket.
दर्द होगा एक दिन मुझे वहाँ फोन आएगा
Create a bucket. For example, I want to host this something like with avinas.com, that domain already in my another account. For example, avis
वो नीचे ही सोएंगे
dot co.in is the bucket name I'm creating. I'm enabling ACL.
ऐसे भी मैं
I'm
नीचे ही
not
सो रहा हूँ
enabling public access so that I can make all the data public. So I have created a bucket now. So what I'm doing, whatever the HTML templates I have, right?
नहीं
I'm
थी साढ़े
copying
सात
the
बजे
template. I'm going to upload the template to my, like a, I'm uploading this template to my
एक दो खाई कौन कौन लाके
bucket I created.
टमाटर
Click on upload.
इतनी आमे और
Drag and drop is
कौन
not
कौन
working because I'm
कैसे
sharing
देखूं
screen. Um, add
हाँ पर अपने
files.
अपन आप तुम लोग नहीं
Basically,
खा रहे ना हम
looking for drag and drop only. It contains files as well as folders, right? Hmm.
फ्राइडे को करता हूँ मैं गद्दा के देख के डायरेक्ट वहाँ जाता हूँ अच्छा है उसमें क्या ले जाऊँ तेरे बिना तेरे घर नहीं जाऊँ
Okay, let me add folder. I think it's in downloads location.
कुछ और पे मैं आम लेके आता हूँ
Template.
जल्दी से बात कर
Yeah, I'm uploading this entire folder.
तब तक समाप्त हो जाएगी पिक्चर
Okay. So basically, we should have all the data directly at the root location. So you don't face this issue. You can always simply do the copy and paste, drag and drop. Okay. Right. So finally, all the objects that we have in that website, right? That all objects is now in my S3 bucket. Okay. So what I can do, this S3 has a feature, static website hosting. So go to properties, scroll down. Here, static website hosting feature is available. Just edit this, enable it. I want to host a static website. Then what is the default landing page? So generally you take any static websites, default landing page is going to be index.html. You give index.html here, then click on save changes. Okay, that's it. All you need to do, one final step is make entire data public. Select everything, go to actions, make public using ACL, make public. Now, whatever the URL you got here, right? With the help of this URL, you can deliver your website. So we have taken a template, we did very minor modifications. Okay, so then we can share a website with everyone. So can you click on that link and can you confirm whether you are able to access that website? And you're able to see the data? Right? So what my personal suggestion is, there are a lot of student portfolio website templates. Okay, so you can go to even images. You see this, in countries like US, UK, if they ask resume, so the what they will simply say, hey, can you go to this avisway.com, that there you can find my portfolio, there you can find my profile. You see this, right? What you can do, you can prepare such type of one with very less cost. You can see your name, what actually you are, right? So you scroll down, what is your work, your profile, everything you can, right? So this is one. So the student ones, you click here, it will show you the student one. You really no need to build everything from scratch. I'm not even, I'm sorry, I'm not even asking you to learn this HTML and all. HTML is very easy. You can take at least one page thing, you upload to S3 and you deliver it to outside world. So it's that much simple. And actually, this is a managed service. It's also a kind of serverless. Servers are there, storage is there. It's actually managed by AWS. We are not managing it. It's actually a managed service. Okay. Similar way, we have EC2, we have Lambda, we have another services as well. So yeah, about the DC2, I will take a session tomorrow. So yeah, uh, now I'm open to all your questions. So don't hesitate to ask me whether it is a silly question, whether it is a technical question, non-technical question, doesn't matter to me. Okay, you ask me, I'll answer. If you're not asking any question, then yeah, you're not um, I want you to speak up. I want everyone to speak up. Okay. So guys, you can unmute and you can shoot your questions. Or you want me to pick some candidates randomly? I don't mind. Okay, Sanjeev mentioned, is this cloud service is free that we did now? Yes. Yes, Sanjeev. There's S3, right? If you observe this free tier, S3 is coming under free tier limitation. They are offering us 5 GB standard storage, and every month 2,000 uploads we can perform, 20,000 downloads we can perform. Right? So yeah, thanks for asking that question, Sanjeev. You started at least the questions. So yeah, remaining guys. Vivek, how is the session? Vivek Potnoru. Hruday? Hussein? Harshita? Srinivas? You guys enjoy the session? You got anything? You learned anything from scratch? See, AWS is actually a vast subject. So to learn the core fundamental services, it will take 3 months. Okay. But on top of that, so basically we are building an infrastructure. Okay, so by using servers, by using storage, by using network, we are building an infrastructure, right? So by using, how we can use that infrastructure, it is vary from organization to organization. See, the logic is very simple, guys. If I gave you 2,000 square feet, square yards or SFT, square feet room, what you are going to do with that room? Everybody will have their own ideas, right? Someone may start a gym, someone may start a dance floor, someone may start um, a classes, right? So yeah. So now AWS is offering that space to us. How organization is going to utilize, how they are going to deliver that application to outside world, that varies from organization to organization. So to do that, knowing core fundamental services like a network, storage, server, database, these are very important. So if you know this, user management, storage, server, network, and database, if you know these 5 core areas, you can build any kind of application. Vivek, this is not a question, but from my side, this is my opinion. Learning AWS at my tutu. I have gone through AWS videos in Telugu. Okay. Now I am listening words in English. Right. That's 100% true, Ravi Teja. Okay. Guys, you don't need to call me sir. You have to call me Avinash. I don't prefer that word called sir. How does AWS ensure high availability and fault tolerance across its global infrastructure, and which core services are critical? That's a perfect question, Nasravan. Right. So if you observe this, okay. So you guys are able to view my screen, right? Okay. So now, yeah. So if you observe this, whatever the region, so basically we have three core components in AWS. So one is region. So region, there is no technical definition, nothing, but there is something called availability zone. This availability zone is nothing but a data center or a combination of multiple data center. So if you don't know what is data center, right after this session, just go to YouTube, search for AWS, sorry, Google Data Center inside Google Data Center. This one, inside a Google Data Center. Go to this, just 5 minutes video. Right. If you are very new to this word called data center, you have to go through this, guys. See, Why I'm stressing these things, um, Indian students are like, bit lacking in adapting technology in their early stages. They are masters I become master once I got my 10 years or 11 years experience on some of the topics, which I learned in my college days. The same topic explained in college, but I don't know the importance, right? But now you got great mentor, which is giving exposure to latest technologies in the market. So it's your turn to grab that opportunity, go through these videos, go through so there are a lot of open source options, free options to learn the subject. You learn it, you master it. That definitely helps you whenever entering into the market. You know, lot of Indian students, what they will do? Initially, they will try to pass the exam. After passing the exam, once they got the graduation certificate, then they will decide, okay, now I'll go to Amirpet or I'll go to any of the online training center. Then I'll learn, then I'll get a job. That's not 100% true. Whatever you really require to get a job, that's already available in your course curriculum itself. You are not thinking in that manner. Whatever the methodology I explained, waterfall methodology, it's there in your course. Agile methodology, it's there in your course. And computer networks, how computers can communicate each other, it's there in your academics. And lot of questions are there in your you might written answer in your lot of exams also. So where the lack, where the gap, you don't know how these things are utilized in real organizations at enterprise, how this is utilized. Okay, so that's my personal opinion actually. So if you don't know what is data center, whenever you are hitting this Google and everything, so your request actually goes here. These all are the servers, how they are protecting the servers. You see this is a server floor. These all are servers, it's actually running. They're managing hard disk, everything. So similar way, AWS also, you take Mumbai, they have three data centers. You take Hyderabad, they have such type of three data centers just for Hyderabad itself. Whatever the files we are uploading, for example, sometime back I have uploaded a file, right? This 1 MB file. If you observe, for high availability and fault tolerance, AWS is using a storage class called standard. If you click on edit, you will see a bit more. You see this. Here in the console, it is looking like only one object, but this file is already span across three availability zones. So due to some issue, if one data center is down, no issue at all. You have another data center hosting same file. Now total three you observe here. So if it is S3, by using this data centers concept, multiple data center concept, AWS is giving high availability. If you are taking services like a EC2 and all, okay, if you are taking service like a EC2, whenever you are launching any server, it will ask you, okay, where do you want to launch? You want to launch it in 1A data center, 1B data center, second data center, third data center. And also, our applications, right? We don't deliver by using only one server. We are going to have something called load balancers. So we are going to have load balancers. That load balancer is going to distribute the data. And when load is very high, this auto scaling group is going to add resources automatically. Auto scaling group is going to remove the resource automatically. So you might seen these things, right? Whenever you are watching this IPL or World Cup, when Virat Kohli comes to the batting, the viewership will increase to 50 crores, 60 crores. Once he got out, it will come back again to normal 4 crores, 10 crores. Same with Rohit Sharma, right? So, how they are scaling? Based on the load, we can add some servers, load balancer act as a single point of contact. So, whenever you are listening these words for the first time, right, it may look like a Chinese movie, but don't worry, you will slowly understand all these things, right? So, Yeah, hope that answers your question, Shravan. Can you please explain some DNS roles? See, DNS has some kind of rules. Basically, we call it as routing policies. Okay. So, you know, so routing policies or rules means, for example, if you are trying to access some websites here in India, it won't allow. But same website, like you can access it in US or any other country. How it is even possible? Whatever website you are accessing here, if you are giving google.com, it loads in English. Okay. Or for example, there is a backend web server and everything is running. So this is my website actually, awaysacademy.com. When I open this website, it is loading very quickly. I'm able to access everything here. I'm able to access everything here. But am I entering an IP address here? No. I'm not giving any IP address. I'm not even remembering any IP address. So if you're taking something like this learnaws.co.in, this also a website owned by me, right? So instead of remembering this IP address, there is backend IP address. If you want to view, there is a small command, okay? NS lookup, give the domain name. It should not contain this HTTPS, something like that. Okay, you see this? If you are accessing this learnaws.co.in backend, there is a load balancer. This is what IP address of the load balancer. Okay, remembering this IP address is easy. Sorry, remembering this domain name is easy, but this IP address is difficult. That's the reason this is what my DNS server 8.8.8.8 is a Google DNS server. This DNS server is now converting this name to these IP addresses. This mechanism we call it as a domain naming system or domain naming service. Okay, so of resource and all. So, but example is if you are accessing a website from India, it blocks. From other country, it allows. If you are accessing same website from India, it loads in English language. Same website if you are accessing from Japan, it loads in Japanese language. Okay. So that all we can achieve by using DNS rules. And Google actually uses, okay, latency routing policy. Which server is giving quick response, all requests will go there. Okay, that's actually some explanation for DNS. Hope that gave some insights on the DNS, Sahiti. Shravan, I didn't get any answer. See, for this high availability, I have shown you this S3 bucket, right? If you are storing one file in one location, if something happened to the location, you will lose your file, you will lose your data. But what AWS is doing, AWS, whatever file you are storing, AWS is maintaining 3 copies. Why AWS is maintaining 3 copies? To give you high availability and fault tolerance, right? Even if one entire data center is down, you should not lose access to your data. That's the reason they are maintaining it in 3 availability zones. And why AWS has, if you're taking EC2, I have shown you this thing, right? Whenever you are launching some servers, it will ask you, for example, I already have a server. This is running in 1A. I can launch another server in 1B. So if 1A goes down, 1B server still delivers a request. So why AWS is maintaining multiple data centers to give you high availability and fault tolerance only? Is that answers your question, Shravan? Is it safe to host a production level website using only S3? See, S3 supports only static websites. S3 don't support databases and all. So at production level also we can host. Okay, At production level also we can host, and automatically S3 performance you will get. See, this is a production website only. This is my live website. This is also live website where I hosted all my course videos and all students joined here. This is actually hosted by using AWS S3 only. So of course it is safe to host. All right. So yeah, any more questions? Actually, we are running out of time. We crashed actually, but that's absolutely fine. Okay. So can I close the call if you don't have any questions? Vivek, who? Ravi Teja, my name is Avinash. I think you are thinking my name is Vivek. Is that right? Or you are talking to Vivek? So with that 17 hours, definitely you can complete cloud practitioner certification exam if that question is for me, Ravi Teja. Okay, all right. So then I'll close today's session here. I'll connect back again tomorrow. So tomorrow I will demonstrate how to launch a server, how to get connected to it, and how to make it as a web server and deliver something, and how to access whatever data we have in S3, how to access the data from that server. That actually I will demonstrate in our next session. And thanks for your time, and thanks for showing interest, and thanks Vinay for inviting me again. Yeah.